Hello, everyone, and welcome to the mini podcast. We're here to talk about the most surprising announcement in the last few months, because I was not expecting this at all, Mega Man 11. And we're also going to talk about the possible future of the Mega Man franchise. So, I'm going to start to work my way down. I am Mr. Bane for you, hosting this podcast today. And there's Akibana.
Hello.
All right, there's Antihero.
Yo, what up?
Not much. And Sonic Kick.
Hi, I like women.
I'm okay with this intro. All right. Yeah, that wasn't all the statement.
I didn't know what the hell to say, so I was like, oh, whatever.
Hey, say whatever you want, just so long as it doesn't get us kicked off Google Play.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we're gonna just jump straight into these. As Mega Man fans, what was your first reaction to Capcom deciding to develop another one after 7 years or 8 years at this point? And the fact that another mainline is coming next year. I'm gonna say this: I was not expecting this announcement at all. I was expecting Capcom to sell the franchise or something, or just let it lapse. But it's nice to see them doing something with Mega Man again. I'm excited. I hope this is good, but of course, I'm also still terrified after the last Mega Man experience that was really big and hyped up. So yeah, they're not going to talk about that game tonight.
I'd just like to preface everything that I say in this podcast today is that Capcom is the developer that makes three of my absolute favorite franchises: Mega Man, Street Fighter, and Monster Hunter. And I've had quite a bit of hate for Capcom for the past 2 years because of the way they've been handling Street Fighter, because I absolutely despise Street Fighter V right now.
Who doesn't?
I'm surprised Street Fighter
fans don't, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're still trying with the Capcom Cups, and I'm just like, oh, that's adorable.
Actually, that is the problem, but I don't want to digress any further. We could do a podcast about this someday, and I could take over the whole discussion. It will be great.
We should, in fact. That should be something.
But I also don't like the way they've handled Mega Man all throughout the years. So when they first announced that they were going to do this live stream, I was like, oh, great. Let's see what pachinko machine they're going to announce this time.
Hey, that's the other company.
I wouldn't put it past Capcom, Bane. I wouldn't. That's the thing.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
But here's the thing. The moment like that, they started going through the years. They actually took a dig at themselves and everything in that trailer, and they finally revealed it. I just lost my shit right over there. I just screamed. It was like, what? You're not serious.
I wasn't expecting that either. Especially them scrolling past all the ones that all the years they missed.
And I mean, I'm glad it's not another 8-bit version, although those are pretty cool as well. But it's not enough anymore to just do little nostalgia throwbacks.
Well, I think, especially with the X collection, the people that want those 8-bit ones, like the 8-bit style, I should say, can focus more on that if they don't like, 11.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you'll get X7. You get to play X7.
Yay, X7.
Oh boy.
You want me to go on this next? Or are you good?
Yeah.
I think when I didn't stay tuned for the stream because I figured it's probably because I was kind of expecting them to announce a new game, let it be Mega Man 11 or something like that, because at the same time I feel like Capcom actually, but in my personal opinion, whenever Capcom stoops to a really low, they try to get themselves back up somehow. So how they did with even over the past few years, even with Resident Evil 6, people didn't like that game. They came back with a survival horror game for 7. With DMC Devil May Cry, no one liked the reboot, so they came out with special edition, and rumors of a DMC 5 is coming, different things like that. So like Capcom like usually tries to they fuck up and then they try to listen to their audience, even something like
Without jumping in too much, I wonder what the hell they're gonna do for Dead Rising 4.
Oh hell no, dude.
That's a whole different video.
That's a whole different can of worms. But like when it's something like one of their big franchises like Mega Man, they usually try to do that, and it's good for Mega Man fans, and like it's a good time to be a Mega Man fan because basically you're gonna be able to play every single Mega Man game on one console.
Every platform now.
Yeah.
Xbox, PS4. The only one that doesn't have the original collection is the Switch. Now that I think about it, it's getting X. Oh, it is.
It's getting it. Yes.
Legacy. Okay,
yes,
all
yes.
right. Never mind. Every platform that's currently active this gen can play it.
It's getting bundled to 2 on the Switch.
Oh wow.
And much as I think, what was I saying? And the X, like I think I like more of the Mega Man X games because they're more faster. You can dash and shit. But I like the X games more than the original. But I'm happy the X collection's coming, even though it includes one of the worst Mega Man games.
Yeah. Oh, hey, can't win them all.
Okay, I think
X4, which is amazing.
I think one thing, like I won't go in. This will probably be the last thing I mentioned, but I think one thing and that Capcom is good with doing with Mega Man is whenever they put Mega Man in something, they usually fan service. They do a lot of fan service. For example, Super Smash Brothers. If you see Mega Man's Final Smash, it's basically every single Mega Man from like all the generations, like Mega Man.exe, X, everyone I don't even know comes out and just shoots whoever you dropped in.
They forgot the original box art Mega Man.
Oh yeah,
we did it.
Oh,
we don't,
man.
We don't talk about that.
Across Tekken. We don't need him anymore.
That was my main reason that I even picked up Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think it was.
Yeah, Cross Tekken.
Yeah,
that
box art.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it was clearly a joke character, so it
wasn't a bad joke character. That's the thing. Like, there's some bad joke characters in video games, but that one wasn't that bad, I think.
So yeah.
All right, Antier?
Well, for me, it took me by surprise. Like when I found out about it, I was like, "Are you freaking serious? After all those years, Capcom decides to make a new Mega Man?" And then I saw the trailer when I got home, and well, I like how self-aware they were when 2012 hit. Like they didn't have no games for Mega Man, and I was just laughing about it. I'm like, well, at least they're self-aware. I give them that. And then when they show the gameplay, dude, I'm just like, holy crap! As much as I wish it was 8-bit, but I like this art style, and I like how detailed the weapon you get. Like you can see your armor change. I like that. And
that was my favorite part, that the armor changes.
Yeah, like they added more detail to Mega Man on different forms, and I'm happy that they finally giving Mega Man the attention that he deserves, because honestly, I feel like Mega Man put Capcom on the video game industry map, you know.
Yep.
And now that they're bringing, like, we got the Legacy collections, and now we're getting X, which I only played the first one, so I'm looking forward to getting that. So like Bane said, this is a good time to be a Mega Man fan.
Oh yeah. All right. So now to the second question: which console will you I'll personally be picking up the game for? It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC. Pretty much all the big ones this generation. I'm tempted between the Switch just because of the portability and because I think it'd be the same thing with Sonic Mania. I bought it there because I'm like, if I want to go out somewhere and play this, that's a reason to get it there.
It just.
So I would say the only other platform I might get it for, because I got Legacy on Xbox, I might get it there. Same with the X collection, but yeah.
usually when it comes to this kind of stuff, it just depends on what I have at the time, because I know I eventually want to get a Switch. But like if I were to say, oh, buy Mega Man 11 now and the price was right, I'd say PS4. But if I really liked it a lot and noticed that there was mods for Mega Man 11 on the PC, I'd get it on PC. Switch for the portability. So yeah,
That would be interesting though if they have mod support.
Mhm.
That would actually tempt me getting on PC.
It mostly depends on what kind of fan base you have, because like even with I'm gonna bring this up as a Sonic fan, like a lot of the Sonic games on PC have mods that you wouldn't really expect. Like freaking Lost World has like full on level mods that aren't that great, but still
But it's
are mods.
something.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised if they didn't do something like that with the Legacy Collection. Have Steam Workshop support.
that's what Sega did for the classic Sonic games too. So they had ROM hacks and stuff on Steam.
Oh man.
Sonic 1, but except you play as Boom Sonic. That was one of them.
Oh god.
Well, I played my first Mega Man game on the Game Boy, and that was Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, I think it was called. And
I remember
Yeah, and I remember it being a weird thing because it was a Japanese game that a friend of mine happened to come upon. So we didn't have any idea of what the manual said and everything. So it kind of felt like when we were selecting the bosses, it felt like, oh, we're selecting a character. Because it just jumps you right in, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, when do we turn into this different character? But down the line, because the game is hard, we couldn't make it to the bosses. It was a ridiculous thing. Anyway, I have huge nostalgia for this game. So, and because I have associated Mega Man with Nintendo, I'm definitely picking up everything they're making for the Switch right now, Mega Man related, on the Switch.
I get that.
And for the portability, of course.
Oh, Anti-Hero?
Well, I'm getting it on the PS4 because that's the only console I own, really. But if I had the Switch, I'd probably get it on the Switch just because you can just take it anywhere you want, and I'm a sucker for portable, so.
Oh yeah, that's to get off topic a little bit. That's kind of why I bought Sonic Mania on there. It's so fun to just be able to like take it with you, pause it by holding the home button, come back later, play it somewhere else. I think it's interesting for something like Mega Man, especially in a panic, just hit the like home button, throw your hands up,
or a quick rage quit.
Oh, especially.
Yeah, or just want to take a break when you're frustrated.
Yeah. All right. So with going back to that extended clip we've all been talking about, what do you think? What are your thoughts on that's been almost that long since a new actual Mega Man game? It's been almost a decade. I'm gonna ask everybody else because I want to hear your guys' opinions on that.
I mean, with the release of Mighty Number 9, I think Capcom was like, yes, there is want for a new Mega Man game. Let's just not do it like the way Concept did it.
Let's completely avoid the fuck ups.
Yeah, basically, like did the people who originally make Mega Man I think were they still at Capcom at the time when Mega Man before Mega Man 11 was announced, or did they leave and then come back? That's my question.
So, some of them were there, some of them weren't. Some of them, I think, were on different teams.
Mm-hmm. Especially Inafune is not with Capcom, obviously.
Yes, Inafune, the man who ran with all the money.
Inafune.
And now he made Mighty Number 9. And
this looks like what he wanted to do with Mighty Number 9. But without all of the bullshit from Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, lots of people have been saying, oh my god, it looks like Mighty Number 9. We're going to run into another disaster here. But, that's the thing. It's like we have plenty of time to get into that. But, yeah, it's been a very long time coming. And Mega Man has been thrown around right and left by Capcom, especially in their fighting games. Like, when they released bad box art, I remember being very pissed about it. It was funny. He's a funny character, but I was pissed.
Same here.
They hadn't even included him in Marvel 3. And the most egregious thing they did was, we'll give you Mega Man, but he's gonna be a skin for 0. And that's it.
Which that feels very dumb.
Slap in the face to the fans.
I do think Mega Man on Smash Brothers for 3DS and Wii U was pretty solid from when I got to play of it.
Yeah.
Again,
that was-
Smash, you
that was
can't
a
really
good-
fuck up a lot in Smash when you design it. You can, but it's not that easy.
But it was funny that Nintendo handled the character better than Capcom ever did in a million games that they've included him in.
Oh yeah. I think also that the sales of that game and the reception to Mega Man of that game and the amiibo sales especially, that didn't hurt with the decision to bring this game back. Because I think, wasn't Mega Man the most selling amiibo for a little while there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know for sure, but
Because it was very accurate, unlike a couple of amiibos where it's like, that looks a little weird. Alright, anybody else have any thoughts about it?
I'm just glad that Mega Man is back. I
Yeah,
mean,
me
I
too.
definitely skipped money number 9 because of all the heat that it was getting from with the gameplay and the freaking script that they have for it, like the freaking prom thing. Like, really, dude?
I wish I could say that. I backed it before I kind of knew what was happening.
me too. $20
So,
down the drain.
Yeah, and I can't get rid of the shame on my Xbox. It's still
No.
there. I have it installed whenever I want to get pissed. I'll just look at it. It works. I get upset.
Well, what happened can't be changed now.
But it was kind of upsetting too, because Inafune made that game. The guy who made Mega Man went from the Godfather to this, making this messed up game.
Well,
I
I guess
think,
it's a lesson for all of us that just because there's a producer on board that produced like a big game doesn't mean that he's good at running a studio. Because that is, I feel, the main issue here. I think things just got a little too big for Inafune's britches.
He got too overconfident.
Oh yes, no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think Kamiya said it best. He's more of a businessman than he is a game designer, if that makes sense.
Mm.
He's good at business.
Yep.
But unless he has a good team behind him, he's he's not great. It's the same thing with like pretty much any media. If you're a producer and you're if you're good with good people, that's fine. But trying to take the reins on your own, stop it. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, are we moving to the next question? Or
Sure.
all right. So, how do you feel about Mega Man's redesign for Mega Man 11? The fact that he also gets a visual change whenever he gets a new power up, like with the brick throw, he gets a sort of brick kind of attaching to him. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It represents that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is intriguing. I like the look of it because you can tell from an instant what you have in that moment.
Yep.
I think it's smart they did that, and I wish more games would have that kind of like design element where you know exactly what you have, even if you're not like pulling a weapon out or something like that.
So
I think it's fun.
Like I'm gonna bring up another Capcom game that was infamous for changing your forms whenever you would selected DMC Devil May Cry, where that game basically the only way you could tell like if you were in Angel or Demon mode without pressing any buttons on the screen was either if you looked at the section that showed you change, or you look at Dante's eyes at the top right corner. Dante's little small eyes at the top left corner.
Yeah.
Which is like, why would you do something like this?
Admittedly, though, Angel mode was the best weapons in that game because I've been playing it recently. Psycho Renderer gave me a copy of it on Steam.
What a nerd!
What a friend!
What
an evil guy.
Friend indeed.
Psycho Render.
Psycho Render sucks.
He could have shot me in the chest twice, and I feel like I would have gotten a better present.
Shout out
Merry
to
Christmas.
Cycle Render.
But yeah, it's like, you know, you could have like hinted that a lot better to the player base. I get what you're saying.
Mhm. But yeah, it's a good interesting change, I guess, because like if you're gonna have like different weapons, might as well have cool designs with them whenever Mega Man switches to them. So yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
Well, what they're calling a redesign over here is I feel it's more like a natural evolution of the character because he hasn't been redesigned. It just feels he's more mature now. He's no longer that he blurs the line between being that cartoony robot and a real badass cool hero. And I remember on the live stream they had the artist talking about like how he thought about the redesign, and this is exactly what he was shooting for. And I think they were very successful with that. So he looks and feels like Mega Man, but more mature is probably the best adjective I could give here.
I've heard some people call it a HD remake of Mighty Number 9. I'm sorry. I was reading through the comments of the YouTube video. I'm like, okay, I can see that only slightly because, well, it looks like they kind of cloned Mega Man's design. I want to bitch about this really fast. Have you looked at Beck for Mighty Number 9? It looks like,
Oh yeah,
like
Yeah, it's too obvious.
baby's first Mega Man OC. Where he just like copied sprites and said, you know what, I'm just gonna throw this into Maya and see how this would look. Oh no. It looks like shit.
It was too obvious that the character Mighty Number 9 is like, oh, it's this Mega Man that you'll be waiting for.
Like,
It's the poor man's
okay,
Mega
you know what
Man.
would be
Yeah, poor
smart for
man.
them to do, though? Just make like a completely different character who has like a gun that he like ripped off the ground or something that looks similar. I would have been fine with them just remaking Bionic Commando, but instead of a like claw, it was just a gun.
Or change the design a little bit, like kind of like distance yourself from the Mega Man-like characters. But
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Well, I had observed this when I first backed it, and I actually thought the design was cool, and I loved the throwback, and I was kind of feeling a little rebellious as well. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's stick it to Capcom. We'll bring back Mega
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean, like those early designs were so good looking compared to what we got. I mean,
Yes.
the designs that the game shipped with, and I mean, there hasn't really been too many patches, so I'm not going to talk about patches. It looks like trash. I could probably get something better on the Unity Asset Store, Mega Man wise.
Could make something better in Poser, man.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the hell happened with that game. There must have been a lot of cocaine. And not the good
No.
cocaine cut with a like
No.
Somebody
like,
get an image of
powdered sugar.
Inafune snorting.
Replace that one from Scarface.
Yeah.
Sorry, we went off a few tangents. My bad.
But I want to say one thing though about this whole Mega Man 11. I feel like Capcom is trying to say that they don't need the Godfather Mega Man. They can keep going without him and make way better games than Mighty Number 9.
Yep.
Oh, that's, to be fair, that's not hard.
Yeah. Like I felt whenever Inafune was gone from Capcom, I felt like, oh, there's not gonna be any good Mega Man game after that, cause well, he's the Godfather,
Yeah.
But now seeing the Mighty Number 9 crap that happened, I'm just like, wow, dude. I think he lost his touch just cause he didn't have the backers whenever he was in Capcom at the time.
Well, see, the weird thing is, right, Concept has, like, 2 teams, and they put the A team on Recore and essentially what would be considered the B team on Mighty Number 9, which was the weirdest thing in the world. Like, they completely undermined Mighty Number 9 for Recore.
Yep.
Which, admittedly, I like Recore a lot, and it has a lot of talent behind it, dev-wise, but, man, they should have waited on that game just a little bit and actually hired people to finish Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, and so, to go back to what Antihero was saying about Inafune losing his touch, I have to question, did he ever actually have a touch? to begin
Uh,
with. Like,
I would say
He-
so. I would say so. The I'm sorry, go on. My bad.
I mean, he does. I mean, he did. I mean, look at all the designs. Whenever they made the first Mega Man game, man, it was like good for its time.
I mean, even for like a recent example, 2006, Dead Rising 1. You know, he was a design director on that, and I think he contributed a
Dead Ri-
lot to the game. You know,
And also in Dead Rising 2, which, wow, man, that game was awesome.
he was more of just a producer on that one, I think, because that was Blue Castle, which became Capcom Vancouver later.
Yeah.
Capcom just bought him out. I think he has talent, but I think that talent was misplaced with his own studio. The higher ups reined him in and clearly said, "Hey, you've got deadlines." And you can tell with Dead Rising 1 because it does kind of feel a little bit scrapped together at some points. It's like, oh, this feels like somebody glued this together here.
Yeah.
But I mean, when the last game that he's made is on equivalent of Chop Till You Drop, the Wii version of Dead Rising,
Chop till you drop.
yeah,
Oh, the awkward version.
yeah, we don't talk about that version. Yeah, it's really bad to see that has higher reviews, I think, on Metacritic than Mighty Number 9. So yeah, just gonna leave it at that. Anybody else want to talk about the site design of the Mega Man?
Well,
covered.
yeah.
All right.
I think we're good.
So, what do y'all think of Mega Man in terms of the future? Well, Mega Man 11 in terms of a future of the Mega Man franchise. Do you think it's going to possibly kickstart a whole new series of games, or do you think this is kind of like a one and done kind of thing? I think it's going to kickstart something new. We're at least going to see like 2 or 3 more Mega Man games the next 4 or 5 years.
Depends.
Which I'm fine with. I'm excited to see more. I wonder if they're going to continue Legends.
That's always a bit of a sticky point when it comes to Mega Man, right? I mean, I was never a Legends fan, so
I
I
liked
don't
the
totally
first
get
one,
it.
but the second one I wasn't really too much of a fan of.
I
Hey,
missed
Rob-
out on Legends, so.
Who remembers Legends 3? Oh, wait. No one does.
Great
Hey.
story, but we never got to experience.
Or Mega Man World.
Yeah, but I think this will kind of kickstart something new. I want to see what they're going to do with this. So
I just want them to properly continue the X storyline, and I hope that this new Mega Man means we're gonna get another set of X games as well, maybe even
That'd be
Zero
cool.
or ZX.
well, I think it kind of coincides
It's
with
like the whole damn franchise.
the X collection because we now have the main franchise, like the main core ones, and we have X coming as a collection.
Yeah. It's just I think like one of the only answers for this is probably just more games because when it comes to merchandising, I think they're always good with that because they always have like different Mega Man stuff you can buy at different stores. Like you can buy little figures, the little Buster Cannon, the helmet and stuff like that. They're good with merchandising, but like when it comes to like actual games, I think we're just gonna see more of that.
I'm with you on that.
So,
And lots of amiibos.
Mm.
Give me those fucking ambios.
Oh yeah, I have the Mega Man amiibo. I forgot about that.
I want an
If-
X Ultimate Armor amiibo now.
We need X in the next Smash Brothers game. Smash Kerfuffle, whenever that's coming out.
Scratch Kerfuffle.
Yep.
They've got to be working on a port from the Wii U version, but
Smash
let's not
4.
digress too much.
I was,
Smash 4, yeah.
I was expecting it the first year, actually. I was like, that's going to be the first thing I knock out before, Christmas season.
Nah.
Although, really quick off topic, they haven't delayed a game this year, which was impressive. If you know
Apparently
Nintendo's
so.
history. That was loud. Sorry about that. Anybody else?
It's just that I hope that they keep going with the series. because it's been long overdue and fans been waiting for it. And as soon as 11 comes out or X, they're gonna get that, and Capcom's gonna see and go like, "Well, I don't know what we were thinking all these years, not putting Mega Man games."
We could have made a lot more money. What the hell?
Yeah, and less stupid practices, but that's a different thing. But I hope they don't mess it up, man. I hope they don't mess that up for one bit, because if they mess that up, man, Mega Man, it's gonna be doomed for a comeback.
They got to be sure to add a lot of replay value to it, because today's market is always like everybody's like always like, I have to pay $60 for a game. How long will I be able to play this? Mega Man games, to be fair, don't last that long. There's like, how many hours can you spend on a Mega Man game total? 4?
I guess like 4 or 8, depending on how you're going with it.
Yeah. So like a lot of challenge modes, a lot of interesting achievements and stuff need to be added in order to make this franchise more replayable, is my opinion.
And a solid a boss rush mode, just a solid one.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah,
like, you know, make it rapid fire, make it to where it's a challenge to finish it. Which I think there's a boss rush mode in my number 9. I haven't tried because I don't have enough liquor on hand for that. But yeah, I want to see them do well with that, because boss rushes are fun.
Yeah, indeed.
And just add more modes to it, like make it that's $60 worthwhile, or whatever price they're gonna make it. Just make it you worthwhile.
I'd also say look into free DLC. You know, like some extra things that you can add on to the game later on after, you know, game's been out for a while. People love it. A couple months later, put out like a new version of Boss Rush, something like that. That'd be interesting. Like, you know, go a little harder, give people more of a challenge to keep playing it. You know what I mean?
What if they made it kind of roguelike as well? Like, make it
I would not be complaining about that. I'd love that.
Not at all. I mean, I think a roguelike would really fit into a Mega Man game.
Yep.
I would say also avoid the trappings of Mighty Number 9's DLC, because that game has actual expansions to the story. The problem is they're like $5 each. The problem is I don't want to spend $5 for that game, any more of that game.
Are they even short?
Expansions? They're about 3 hours long. Which the game took me 6 hours to finish the base mode. So
you actually finished it?
I paid for that thing. I was going to get my money's worth. I still haven't.
Oh God, Bane.
Bane, you're crazy.
I could have set $40 on fire and gotten a more enjoyable experience out of it. I really wish I hadn't backed that fucking thing.
Dude.
I could have backed like an actual scam, something that would have never given me anything, and I would have gotten more enjoyment out of it. But
you're my hero for finishing it, man.
I slogged through it. The game pre-patch on Xbox One, because they gave me the code before the patch dropped, right? The game ran at 19 frames per second, roughly. The game doesn't run well on any platform, and I'm also going to get into a concern in a minute here with the next question for 11. But they picked a bad engine for it, and speaking of, we're going right into the next question. What are your personal thoughts and concerns about the Mega Man X games being ported to the current generation of consoles? And I'm going to add Mega Man 11 on here for just any concerns you have. I'd say my concern for 11 is if they're using any engine that isn't, if they're using Unreal Engine at all, don't. Mighty Number 9 ran like ass on every platform.
Yep. And that was crushed Wii U's, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Even with because somebody, I forgot who tested it with the One X, because One X has this little kind of like the boost mode for PS4 Pro. It doesn't hit 60 frames on that at all. I think it's because of Unreal Engine also. Unreal Engine is very, very finicky, and the game runs like ass. Just tweak it, make sure it runs at 60 frames on every platform: Switch, PS4, Xbox One. Make sure that they take the time, even with the collection.
Yeah, take your time with that.
Ports. Like, Master Chief Collection, if you know anything about that, you know what I mean when I say bad port.
Yeah.
Take your sweet time with it. Make it the game it needs to be. If you have to delay it even in 2019, that's fine. I just want it to work. I want it to run well. I want it to be the 11 we want out of it.
Well, naturally, the main concern with any game that is an old 2D hand-drawn game is how is it going to look in HD? And that is definitely, like, we don't want anything pixelated or, like, it needs to look clean, at least it needs to look nice. So that would be primarily my concern with the X series being ported. And of course, after that is how are they going to port the two 3D games, X 7 and 8? That's definitely going to be like the one other concern over there.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean, like, I'm happy for the Mega Man. I really like I was saying before, I really like the X games a lot. So being able to play them again on a much powerful machine would be a lot of fun. I may do if and I'm pretty sure X7 is coming, so it also brings more opportunities for me to trash on that game more. Maybe make a video on it. Who knows?
Wow.
I can understand that.
So yeah.
All right, Intia.
I'm just really looking forward to this game. I mean, I don't wanna. I hope they don't mess it up. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm with pretty much all of you there. All right, so what do you want to see after 11? Do you want to see a new X game? Do you want to see Legend 3? Do you want to see Mega Man 12?
I want to see Mega Man 19. Just skip 12 through 18.
Time jump into a. Oh, okay. Well, what if they went full on absurd with this? It's a first person shooter with Mega Man like mechanics. Mega Man 19.
No.
That's-
No.
Make it like a low budget joke game. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I do. Like a freaking
Mega Man
app.
Runner.
Like
Like
make
a
it
mobile app.
mobile app or like something like outsource it to like someone who would like really like to do it and then like release it for $5. There you go, Mega Man 19.
I think it would be completely interesting, a full on VR Mega Man game where you can only aim up and down, or like you know what I mean. But you have to move like straight forward or straight back. You're on a 2D plane.
I can only see a Mega Man game being like an arcade. I can only see a Mega Man VR game shooter.
That would also be interesting.
So
Think about
yeah.
it. That's
Kinda like-
an idea.
Yeah, kind of like Time Crisis or like any kind of those.
Virtual Cop.
Virtual Cop. Yeah.
Yes.
Something like that could work.
And based on what we've seen, what do you guys think of Mega Man 11's current gameplay? I like the look of it. I feel like it keeps the good shit from the old games and adds like a little bit more tweaks.
I didn't like. I was not digging the art style too much, but it's not horrible. It's like something out that's tolerable that you'll get used to.
It looks like somebody said, "Hey, Mighty Number 9 looks bad. Let's try to make it look decent."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. It's a weird thing to get used to, the 3D model like that, like seeing everything like that now. It's like, whoa, that's strange. I'm so used to these other games.
As long as
yeah, go ahead.
as long as he plays like 2D but he's 3D, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, they've done a decent job making what is being dubbed 2.5D with the Street Fighter games, like 3D characters in a 2D plane.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what.
But the gameplay looks great. I like the weapon they showed off. I wish they would have shown us at least one more or another environment or something. But the gameplay looks and feels Mega Man, and in a more evolved sort of sense. But I hope there's like more than just like the mechanics that we've seen. Like there's like something else interesting going on, because other games similar to that, like Azure Striker has like these really interesting mechanics. So they definitely should add something like similar to Azure Striker, where you combo like with your abilities and get over the different enemies at the same time and that kind of thing.
Hell, if you confuse them, that can be even fun.
That would be actually. I kind of mess with them, see if they, yeah. All right. To close this off, let's go more off topic than we usually have been, and talk about Capcom's plans for 2018 with the Devil May Cry HD remasters.
Okay, I have a
Times
lot
two.
to say about this.
Oh yeah. The fact that we're getting a new Monster Hunter game next month, although I'm waiting for a PC announcement. And just the fact
It's coming to PC.
Oh, I mean the date announcement.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have we still have a Biohazard / Resident Evil DLC coming soon. We've got a ton of things. Ace Attorney on the Switch. They have a big library coming up next year. And what do you think that? What do you think they're going to be doing for this year and the unconfirmed releases, like the possibility of Devil May Cry 5 and stuff like that?
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. I wanted a lot to say about this because you know how like I feel like Capcom is kind of looking at Nintendo and seeing that like some of the things they've been doing like recently, not with just the Switch, but with just their games. Like for example, I'm gonna go out and flat say it. 2016 was a horrible year for Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. But
remember Metroid Federation Force?
Oh.
Tokyo Mirage and all that kind of stuff. But like,
see, the thing is, I wish I got a Wii U just for that game because it does look interesting. It's the only Fire Emblem related game I even want to play right now.
But like like during that time, they were basically releasing just shoddy port after an underwhelming game like Paper Mario Sticker Star. Like yeah, not Sticker Star, Color Splash. Yeah, like basically they're reading.
Yeah, that one's worse.
Yeah, and it just kept being mediocre title after mediocre title, and I felt like Capcom's been doing that over like the past few months or years. Like for example, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It wasn't a bad game by any chance, but the marketing was terrible.
It is better than Street Fighter V. Not by much, but it is better.
It looks ugly, guys. That game is hideous.
It still looks hideous, and I don't think it broke. It didn't make the much money as they wanted it to. So like they kept just pushing out these games, but now with like stuff like the E3 announcement of Monster Hunter World, that blew my freaking mind. Like I think lively, I went, "What the? Oh my god!" Yeah, but and then now there's rumors of a Devil May Cry 5 coming. There's Megaman 11 and all that kind of stuff. I feel like they're actually pushing more of their stuff for 2018. Even like despite what you feel about RE7, that was a little bit of a step in the right direction, but it wasn't the best.
RE7 is it's impressive, it's beautiful in a really fucked up way, but it also has a lot of issues that I'm hoping RE8 or whatever the hell it's going to be called will fix.
Because
it's certainly not the worst one. Operation Raccoon City.
Umbrella Corps came out 2016, didn't it? Was it 2016 or?
But one thing I'll say, actually, yes. I didn't hate Umbrella Corps, but man, is it not a good game.
Sample obtained. But yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to say. Just like it feels like they're actually guns for now. Now, if we can only get that DMC5 announcement sooner or later,
that would be very nice.
Yes. Oh yeah. Also in 2016, Dead Rising 4.
Oh yeah. Port that to PS4, and then PS4 owners like, whatever.
Yeah, y'all can keep it. you can enjoy the never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I. Yeah, fuck that game.
Capcom has definitely entered the path of redemption in my eyes. They've entered it. They haven't really walked down that path quite yet because I'm still miffed about Street Fighter V, Marvel Infinite, these games. The fact, though, that they're really trying now with Megaman is a very positive thing for me. And I really liked the announcement for the Devil May Cry HD collection. That was pretty dope. Although DMC2 is, that's a game.
Okay. All right,
DMC2.
I'll say this really fast. I don't hate DMC2. It's not a great game, but I also don't think it deserves all the shit it gets.
It did introduce a lot of the mechanics that were present in 3. Not like a lot of them, like some of them, but
Well,
it's still not a good
three
game.
refined all of it.
Yeah.
But I'm still wondering what the fuck happened to Lucia. They haven't explained a single thing about it.
Devil May Cry 5, she makes a cameo.
Experiment, I would say. It was an okay experiment for the series, but ultimately it just like felt nothing like DMC1 to me.
Yeah, it wasn't created by Kamiya or the team that worked on the first one, which...
That's fair.
Has Itsuno tweeted out yet?
I don't know.
Sorry to announce anything at PSX. Not yet.
Are they gonna even try next? I don't know. I almost feel sorry for people who got the ticket, but I'm also like, they paid to go see this.
Yeah.
I haven't paid for any convention that I've went to yet, because I only went to one.
I'm going to PAX South in January, which is going to be fun.
I wish I could though.
But okay, let's see here. Sorry, trying to get back on topic, but also stay off topic a little bit.
Yeah, what I
want to talk about.
Basically, yeah.
I'll go really fast because I'm just going to say this. I'm really interested for 2018 with Capcom. The fact that Monster Hunter World is even a thing was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
played the beta.
I haven't yet. I have it installed, and I'm like, I'm gonna
play it. I'm playing with a friend after.
I'm going to. Admittedly, I wish it was multi-platform because I like action games on the Xbox controller. Just gonna say that. But I think Monster Hunter World is really so cool to see the fact they're actually doing this, and they're doing a PC version, which I never expected, and we're getting all of the Devil May Cry games now. Now they're on all platforms except for 4 and DMC aren't on PS2 and that gen. But I think there's a reason all those games are now playable on Xbox One and PS4. I don't think we're not going to see Devil May Cry 5 this coming E3.
It just depends. If we do, you owe me $5.
I will give everybody in this call $5 dues if it's announced on E3.
Ooh.
$5.
You'll be dues time.
Devil May Cry 5. Make it happen, Capcom.
Make sure it's in the video, Renegade.
Make sure that you get this noted. Somebody tweet this out. Although, okay, here's the thing, right? What if we get Devil May Cry 5, but it's directed by Ninja Theory?
Oh, fuck!
No.
No.
See, I can ruin anything.
There goes a franchise.
You look up Devil May Cry 5. All that comes up is the Ninja Theory stuff, which always makes me mad. Like, I want the fake. I was looking for a fake logo, not this.
You know the weirdest thing? That Devil May Cry was written by the same guy that wrote 28 Days Later, Sunshine, and Ex Machina. Did you know that? Alex Garland co-wrote that with Taneem.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Damn.
Very
Learn
interesting.
something new every day. And also, that's the biggest spot on his record next to Never Let Me Go. If you ever seen that film, poorly written.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'll stop bitching about that now. Go on. My bad. Antihero?
I'm just I used to be a big fan of Capcom. Now it's just I'm so hesitant, and I'm kind of getting to that hate side of it because of Street Fighter 5 and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But
I'm always shocked at how bad they fucked that game up.
yeah, like I wasn't even hyped when they announced it last year because I knew it was gonna fuck up, and yep, I was right. But I agree with Akibana about the whole Capcom being in this redemption, which I hope they do, because it's sad that this company that I grew up with is just being like this, and now they can do something better about it. I just want them to improve at least, you know. to still stick around with us, even though.
I just want them to treat their franchise as well. Like,
Yeah.
I reflect your sentiments here, Anti. Here is that it's like they need to treat these classic franchises a bit better.
Yeah,
To be fair, though, there's a lot of companies that need to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's fair enough. You see, Capcom right now has taken Street Fighter V and has basically turned it into an engine to enable yet another series of Capcom Pro Tours, which is not bad if you're an esports fan. But what about the player, the common player? You know, not the Daigos and the Tokitos and the Justin Wongs of the world. You know.
Remember?
Let's say I'm just gonna get a tiny rant. I was gonna say my biggest problem with Street Fighter V is the only game I can really compare it to with its DLC structure and all that is Killer Instinct, which is also free.
Yes.
I don't get why the hell they've done with them, and I don't get why people still play it. I feel sorry for people that are like playing. I feel sorry for professionals also who are playing Capcom Cup and have to pretend like they like Street Fighter V.
You know, you guys remember? Did you guys know that Street Fighter V was shown at the Amazing Race as a you ever heard of the Amazing Race, right?
I have. Oh, why? Why was it there?
Really?
Yeah, recently, like it was like I think it was like a few months ago, but like they showed the Street Fighter V as a like how like they have the events and stuff. It was yeah. They basically went to South Korea, and they were one of the events was like going to see some pop models doing the stacking cup things, and they're like, "Hey, you gotta go play Street Fighter V and beat a pro player." And basically they kept like because of the people who were bad, they kept they had to blindfold them, and basically I think some of the players were just spamming Hadoukens, spamming fireballs, and they still were winning and shit. And then they finally figured out how to play the game, and then they really took it easy on them. So. Yeah, it was.
Go beat a pro player. That's
it's so dumb. It was dumb.
Speaking of that,
stupid.
Speaking of that, you know the rapper Lupe Fiasco, right?
Oh, yeah. Fucking Lupe.
With fucking Daigo. I feel like that was rigged.
It was rigged. It was always
rigged. Don't even go there. It was rigged.
There's no fucking way. Lupe Fiasco, Mr. I think Street Fighter is for people who can't play Mortal Kombat is for people who can't play Street Fighter. Yeah, no way. No fucking way. Capcom probably paid him money for him to be an upset. Like a lot of money. Like, whatever.
Do you think it was more or less of a marketing budget of Street Fighter V?
Yeah. I feel like it was, yeah. Considering that one of Lupe's music was in the trailer of one of Capcom's characters in Street Fighter V, so yeah.
Yeah, how much I know we're gonna get off topic from a Megaman podcast to Street Fighter, but like Street Fighter is so marketed to fucking normies that like it's on the Amazing Race. How low can you go?
Oh no, hang on. You can go lower. It could be on Big Bang Theory.
Excuse my language, but fuck that show.
Oh no!
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see those guys play some Street Fighter. I'd love to see those guys play some Street Fighter.
I can't handle another poorly coded N64 emulator joke that everybody uses in vain because of that fucking show. I don't hate many things in my life. That show is one of them.
Oh. I was forced. Okay, last thing I'll say about that. I was forced to watch a clip of The Big Bang Theory for communications class, and
hang on.
For a homework.
Why?
It was for homework to like basically point out the communications like that was used in that clip, and I was just like, I did it. I did the homework, and I basically critiqued it on the way. And sorry, I'm getting off topic, but yeah,
you're fine.
But I critiqued it all the way. Like I was basically being an asshole about this clip. Like, this clip from this unfunny show starts off with blank blank blank. So yeah,
there's a great thing to look up really fast. If anybody's listening, look up Big Bang Theory no laugh track. It is the most awkward show when there's no laugh track. There's one where he's getting robbed and it becomes the most awkward scenario because you don't realize it. I mean, it's like, oh god, this is terrifying.
But yeah, I think Yeah, I think we've gone too much off. We couldn't put Mega Man to Big Bang Theory.
You know, when it gets to Big Bang Theory, you have to kind of stop and slow down. I am so sorry. All right, so let's wrap this up. This is a mini podcast, which I feel like has gone on way too long for the term mini.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, it's fine. We do this all the time. It happens. All right, so I am Bane for you. Twitter at Bane for you with a YU, no O. And I'm gonna ask everybody down the line, Akibana.
Yeah, I've been Akibana0. You can follow me on Twitter at Akibana0 and on YouTube, of course.
All right, Antihero.
You can follow me on Twitter at AHC3D. I've been expressing some expressions in there lately, so yeah.
All right, Sonic Kick.
All right, you can follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/c/SonicKick, Twitter, on Twitter at SonicKick with an underscore at the end, and I think that's about it. Yeah.
All right, and I would mention going to @Renegade Operative, @Renegade Operative _, but currently that's not a good place to find him. A little current events.
No, you'll find them on blackpeoplemeet.com.
I thought it was farmersonly.com.
Damn.
Hey Anthony, you could eat 5,000 dicks. How about that?
Okay.
Damn.
That was good.
or you can find him on JDate. All right, so this ends the podcast for tonight. Everybody have a good one. Take it easy, and we'll see you when hopefully this game is good, and we talk about it on a future podcast, saying that hey, we called it. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
Of course.